Hi everyone, my name is Laura Decker. I'm most well known from when I sailed around the world solo when I was 14 years old. I finished that journey when I was 16, which made me the youngest person to do so. Nowadays, I run a sailing training ship together with my partner Sander, which you see behind me. It's a slightly bigger guppy than the guppy I sailed around the world in, and we take kids and teenagers between 8 and 16 on longer voyages. So we do summer camps, and then we do longer programs for teenagers, mostly focusing on developing life skills like teamwork and communication, actually figuring out who they are, where they want to be in the world, and how to get there. From my journey around the world, I learned a lot, and it's just really cool to be able to pass that on and see other teenagers learn some of those skills as well. So that's what we're doing nowadays, and for that we use Guppy, which is a 72-foot Robert Perry design, which we bought a couple of years ago in a not very good state. But yeah, we've done a lot of work on her. The first time we pulled her out, she was nearly sinking on one of the Thru-Hulls. She was just out of the water, and we looked at one of the Thru-Hulls and it just broke off in our hands. So that time around, we inspected all the old Thru-Hulls. We took a lot of the old Thru-Hulls out, tried to minimize it as much as possible. But we only replaced a few with TruDesign. And last year we did another massive refit, and we decided to just take out all of the old Thru-Hulls, which were original, so they weren't actually messing. They were bronze, which is a lot better, but still you're not able to see in which state they are. There's no way to easily check them to see if they're still good. Here are some examples of our old Thru-Hulls. Most of them weren't really bad yet. Some of them have some red in them. But yeah, the thing is just you don't know until you cut them. So these things are there, and they may look great from the outside, but you don't know what's happening on the inside. And to be honest, most of them didn't look that great on the outside. Yeah. So we actually have 15 Thru-Hulls still left underwater, which seems like a lot, but we have 2 engines with intakes, we have cockpit drains, we have a watermaker, another watermaker, there's toilets, inlets, so it quickly adds up. And yeah, having the peace of mind that they are good, that is worth a lot. So this year we made the step. We decided we wanted to change all of the Thru-Hulls for TruDesign, and I wrote TruDesign an email if they wanted to help with that, and they responded really nicely and said they would be happy to. So they sponsored all of our new Thru-Hulls, which is a massive sponsoring for which we are incredibly grateful, because it is such an important part of our boat. It keeps us afloat. And it allows a lot of the systems in the boat to operate. It gives us a lot of peace of mind knowing that it's good. Some of the Thru-Hulls we had to change places, so we had to glass over the old holes, and we had to drill new holes. Some of them we were able to replace one-on-one, because the hole size stayed the same, but because we did a lot of changing on the systems of the boat, like changing from a single screw engine to a twin prop, that changed a lot. And also we changed our watermaker systems a little bit, so that changed some of that. We tried to combine some more Thru-Hulls so we would have less holes in the boat. The actual installation of the Thru-Hulls and the valves itself of TruDesign is really easy. I think there is actually like a guide on how to do it on their website, but it's super straightforward. I'm in the bilge. It's a very nice, cozy spot. But I wanted to show you some of our new Thru-Hulls and things. So This is the cooling water for the new PSS seals. We've got 2 new engines. So there's one also on the other side with a valve. This is the valve for the PSS seal, so we can close it. And this is our cockpit drain valve. So when looking at Thru-Hulls, there's a couple of different options. There is messing, which is by far the most common nowadays. For me, it's a no-go really, especially nowadays. They're made really thin. You still pay a good price and they rot away in 2 to 3 years from my experience. Then there is the option of bronze, which actually all of our old Thru-Hulls were bronze because the ship is pretty old and that's what they used back then. They're also really thick walled. So when we started taking out the old Thru-Hulls, we did discover though that some of them were still good. However, others really did have a good amount of red in them. And when we originally bought the boat, some even broke off. So there was a really big difference in between the Thru-Hulls, and there was just no way to know unless we actually cut through them, after which they're pretty useless. So I think for us, the only real option for Thru-Hulls is TruDesign. I think TruDesign is really remarkable in that they are made up of a composite, very similar to a GRP hull. So they're 30% fiberglass and they're 70% nylon, which is really cool, and they're also up to all the latest ISO standards. So they have been tested really thoroughly. We have been using TruDesign also on our previous boats, so we've been using it for quite a few years and we've always had really good experience with it. I think it's really nice because on the bronze and the messing, we often had trouble that the valves would get stuck if you didn't use it a lot. With TruDesign, you don't have that problem. It doesn't deteriorate, it's strong, and it looks really good. So, in our opinion, TruDesign is the only wise choice if you're looking at Thru-Hulls for your boat.
Grab, bam.